everybody.
So, Mother,
Yes,
where were you born?
in Schenectady, New York.
How many years did you live there?
Not very long. I was just a baby. My dad was there taking some kind of a training course. I think it might have been in television or something. And then, I was just a baby. We moved back to Colorado. I know that I remember vaguely a long car trip. And
Yeah.
part of the time I laid down on the seat in the back seat.
Uh-huh.
And part of the time I was in this little car bed thing.
What part of Colorado?
Just in Denver
In Denver?
area, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Grandma, had the farm out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great grandma's farm.
Yeah, and then my mom's folks, he was a doctor. They had a home and office at 686 South Pearl Street in Denver.
And what did Grandpa do when he was here? Where did your father work?
He worked at KO8 radio station.
Here in Denver?
Yeah,
When he came here? Yeah.
yeah, that's where he worked. And then he got transferred to work in television in New York.
How old were you when he moved back to New York?
I don't know, very, very young. I just vaguely remember
Uh-huh.
being in the back seat of the car and
Yeah. Yeah.
laying down on the seat some of the time, sitting in this car bed, and
Yeah.
I don't know.
Did you ever go to great grandma's farm when you when you lived in Colorado as a child? Or were you too young to remember that?
Well, yeah, I don't have very, very good, strong memories of exact things.
Did she have chickens on the farm?
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
I don't know how she got them, but she did what she had to do to the chicken. Shall I say, chop its head off?
What else did she have? She have cows and
I know she had a milk cow. I can remember them doing the milking.
uh-huh.
I watched them do that. See, I was only in the third grade when we moved back to New York.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was pretty young. Grandma was quite a gal.
She sure was.
Yeah. Running that farm all that time.
Yeah. And then you moved back to New York in third grade.
Yes.
And where did you live there?
We lived in a rented house in Rockville Center, New York.
Uh-huh.
And from then on, my dad commuted to New York City on the Long Island Railroad.
Where was he working television then? At RCA or?
Yeah, uh-huh.
Uh-huh. So you grew up in New York. Pretty much.
Yeah, I
all
pretty
through high
much
school?
did grow up in New York. We lived at 32 Fountain Avenue, Rockville Center, New York. That's where they bought the house.
What elementary school did you go to? Do you remember?
Hewitt School.
Which one?
Hewitt.
Hewitt?
Hewitt.
Uh-huh.
Something like that.
And what, did you go to junior high school?
Well, it was all at the high school,
Oh, okay. What high school was it?
Southside High School.
And what did your family do for fun when you lived in New York? What did you guys like to do?
Well, of course, we always went to the beach
Uh-huh.
in the summertime.
Yeah.
And they'd go to the beach and they'd set a blanket on the sand and put an umbrella up there. And my mother would sit there in a little chair under the umbrella while we were all out in the water.
Uh-huh.
She didn't like to swim.
Yeah. She'd have her socks and her shoes on.
I think she did. left her stockings and shoes on
Uh-huh.
out there on the beach.
Yeah. We had Susie, Buzzy, whose real name is Vernon Duke,
Marianne,
Marianne,
Walter. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, you had a whole crew, huh?
Yeah,
Tell me
5
where you
kids.
went.
They had 5 kids in 6.5 years.
Wow.
I came back to Colorado to go to the University of Colorado. I joined Alpha Delta Pi sorority, which Aunt Mary and Mom were both 80 Pies.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
So the freshman year, I lived at the dorm. Then I lived in the Alpha Delta Pi house.
Uh-huh.
Are we still on camera?
Yeah, you are. I was hoping you'd forget you're on camera and just get you to talk.
Oh,
So what did you like to do in college? I saw a picture of you drink with the beer keg with your mouth under the thing.
well, that was just, I didn't drink much beer. I drank
Yeah.
very little.
That's what
But
they
that
all
was just
say.
to be funny.
I know. That's what I told you too.
Yeah. It would be pretty funny for me to get drunk because I didn't do that.
Yeah, I know. I know you were good in tennis.
I like to play tennis.
Yeah. And when did you meet Dad?
We did have little parties where the fraternity would come and visit us and everything, but I don't remember too much about it. I think he called me and asked me out. He was a Lambda Chi Alpha, like my father was a Lambda Chi.
So you got married after you graduated? After you graduated?
Well, after I graduated, we went back to New York and got married. St. Mark's Church in Rockville Center.
At some point in time, you used to go to Glenwood Springs when you were younger. Do you remember?
Yeah, I
when that
vaguely
was?
remember, that's one place they liked to go.
Yeah,
And we went one more time because we knew we were moving to New York.
yeah.
And we went to Glenwood Springs one more time.
Uh-huh.
I really like to go there. Mom was brought up in Rifle, Colorado, which isn't very far from Glenwood Springs. But she wasn't allowed to go to Glenwood Springs.
Why?
I don't know, her parents just didn't think she should be out there running around in a bathing suit or something. I don't know. So my mother didn't even get to, and she never did like the water growing up.
No?
When I was growing up, she wasn't allowed to go swimming when she was a girl. She never got over that.
Huh.
She never did do it.
Yeah.
We'd all go to the beach and go on the waves and swim and everything. Mom would sit on the blanket under the beach umbrella
Yeah.
in a little folding chair and
Yeah.
watch us.
But your father liked to go in the water, right?
Oh yeah, he liked the water.
Yeah. So what was your mother's parents' name?
Le Rossignol.
La Rossignol?
It's a French name that means nightingale. My grandfather was a doctor.
In Rifle, right?
Well, he was a doctor in Denver, the corner of Pearl and Exposition. They had their home, and his office was in the home.
So who was the doctor that was in Rifle, Colorado? On horse and buggy. We went and saw his house up there, remember?
Well, I guess that was my grandparents' house.
The same one. He must have moved to Denver then.
Yeah,
Okay, so that's before he moved to Denver, he was in
yeah.
Rifle.
My mother was brought up in Rifle.
And what about your father's parents?
Grandma inherited some money from some of the family or something. And she always wanted to have property. So they bought the farm out in Bear Valley.
Uh-huh.
And the address, I think she gave it the address. It was 3333 South Sheridan. So when we were little, we used to go out to the farm. Am I on camera?
No, we're just talking now.
Oh, that's good.
Don't mind the camera.
It would be all right if I weren't on it. If
It's
I were
okay if
on
you
it, it
are?
would be all
Okay.
right.
Okay, so you are. You're still on it.
I am still on it, if you say so.
I just don't want you to be nervous. You married Dad, you went to New York and married Dad. What year was that, do you remember?
Let's see, it must have been right after I graduated from college.
Uh-huh.
That'd been 1951, I think,
51, okay.
unless I'm confused.
Sounds about right.
I think Greg was born in 55,
Yeah.
and then Carol came along, and then you.
Oh, wait, didn't you guys live in Iowa for a while? Wasn't Greg born in Iowa?
Yeah. Dwayne went to Des Moines Still College of Osteopathy and Surgery.
Okay.
That's where he got his degree in medicine,
Uh-huh.
and to be an osteopath.
So you lived there for a few years.
A few years, yeah.
Yeah. And you worked while Dad got his degree,
Yeah, I
right?
worked at Iowa Methodist Hospital for a little while in the lab.
Uh-huh.
And then I found out about a job out at the Marquette Cement Company.
Uh-huh.
They were looking for somebody to work in their chemistry lab.
Uh-huh.
And I got a job at a cement company.
Oh, wow. Uh-huh.
We analyzed limestone cores,
Uh-huh.
ground up
Yeah.
material.
Yeah. So you're able to use your degree in chemistry,
Yeah,
which is what you got from Boulder,
yes.
a degree in chemistry. You became a full-time mother, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Until you ended up having to send kids to college. Then you went back to work to help send us to college.
Yeah.
You worked at, was that National Jewish?
I did work at National Jewish.
Yeah. What did you do there?
Just all kinds of medical laboratory work.
Uh-huh. Remember going to Nebraska every summer?
Oh, yeah, we'd go and visit Dwayne's folks in Omaha.
What else is interesting, Vern? What else do you want to know about your grandma? You got any questions about for your grandma?
I'd like to know how she put up with her kids all this time.
She wants to know how you put up with us 3 kids all those years.
Oh, you weren't hard to put up with. You were all good kids.
Yeah, we were little
Yeah,
angels.
right.
I remember something that you used to do that was pretty cool.
What was that?
I think you used to go and visit old folks' home and play the violin for them.
I guess I did go to that old people's home.
Because I remember being there running around
Uh-huh.
and seeing all the old people's smiles looking
But
at
I
me.
don't know whether I played solos or was I in a group. I don't
I
even
think
remember.
you played solos, as far as I remember. Because I don't remember a bunch of people going there. And then you were really active in the Emmanuel Methodist Church, right? All those years in the choir. Huh?
Yeah, we were both in the choir
Yeah, you and Dwayne.
at Emmanuel United Methodist Church,
Uh-huh.
corner of Yale and Downey, Denver, Colorado.
And what did you sing? You were soprano?
Oh, yeah, I was a soprano in the
Yeah.
choir.
And what about, did you sing in other places, like with Dr. Brico ever or anything? Or?
Well, yes, I went and I joined Dr. Brico's chorus.
And you got me involved in she gave me piano lessons for a year or so with Dr. Brico.
Hmm.
She was quite the lady, wasn't she?
She was quite a lady.
What else, Vernon?
How was the cars back in the day?
How were the cars?
Yeah, back in your day.
How were the cars?
They were old. No, they were new back then, but now they're old.
And Dwayne, he taught me to drive.
Dwayne taught you to drive.
I think so.
Oh, wow.
I didn't used to drive,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So you didn't drive in college?
Oh no,
Wow.
I didn't drive in college.
Really?
Oh no,
Wow. How'd you get around?
walked.
You walked?
Well, I think most kids did walk to their classes.
Yeah.
Lived in a sorority house. Wasn't
Yeah.
too far from the campus.
Okay.
Alpha Delta Pi.
Did you go see Cressy at all when you were in college?
Well,
With
yeah,
Grandma?
I used to go out to the farm on a vacation or something. I'd go
Yeah.
out there to stay with Grandma.
Did you take the bus? How'd you get there?
Well, it's hard. I took the bus down to Denver. I think I'd take the bus as far as Englewood or Fort Logan,
Uh-huh.
and then Grandma would come pick me up.
Yeah.
And I remember one time I got to Fort Logan and she was supposed to pick me up, and she didn't come. Finally, I started walking
Uh-huh.
from Fort Logan out to the farm at Bear Valley.
Wow.
And this guy came along in a car and he says,
Yeah.
"Are you Cressy Duke's granddaughter?" I said, "Yes, I am." He said, "Well, hop in."
Oh, wow.
And then so she sent him to get me.
Uh-huh.
And I was going. I was walking with
Wow.
my suitcase
Yeah.
from Fort Logan. I was going to walk all the way
All
out.
the
to
way.
it.
Woo, how many? That's a lot of miles.
But she did send somebody to pick me up.
Yeah. You didn't even know him?
No.
More trusting back then, I guess.
Well, you know, she sent them, so they had to be all right.
Yeah, and he named her name off and everything.
Yeah.
Did she still have a full running farm at that time?
Pretty much. She used to have cows. She milked a cow.
Yeah. Was her husband alive at that time?
No.
No?
No, he died before I came back out to Colorado. What'll it be, mister?
I need a shot of whiskey.
You're not from around here, are you?
Never mind that. Just give me a shot of whiskey.
We don't like your kind around here.
Please, man, I just want a shot of whiskey, then I'll be out of here.
You're too young for this kind of stuff.
I'm going to say it one more time, miss. Can I please get a shot of whiskey?
I'll give you till a count of 5 to get out of here.